years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
Y'all already know what time it is, man. Hey, man, we back. Y'all already know what time it is, man.
Oh, you didn't know?
50-50.
We got a lot to talk about today, man.
Welcome to the 50-50 Show with PharoahNFL and the Severe Raider, the realest show for Raider Nation.
The perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
Make sure to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
The Raiders, man. Hey, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, man. Hey, we have a great show lined up today, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. You already know what it is, man. Hey, man, from the coaches, the GM search, an update on that. We're going to talk about that. Before we get into that, man, salute to the night crew. We see everybody pulling up, man. We gotta start with y'all, man. The people that support the show, man. We appreciate y'all. Brother Raider, man, he says appreciate y'all, man. Hey, took the words out of my mouth, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Raider. Yeah, exactly, man. We got Raider way in the building. He just simply says, Ben Johnson with the prayer, man. Hey, man. Me and you, we on the same page right now because Ben Johnson, I don't want to get my hopes up because, you know, Raiders PTSD. I keep saying that. It's a real thing, man. It's a real thing. I got to manage that every day, man. But we got Austin, the Wanderer, in the building, man, coming through, man. He says, what's good, y'all? Loving this Tom Brady effect right now. We're finally conducting an effective GM and coaching search. Facts, 100%. It feels like it because, you know, I think you mentioned this the last time we spoke about either that or last time I did a show. It just feels like this is the first time in a while where we're actually interviewing like different candidates and we're actually kind of weighing all the best options out there. It's not just where it's just, you know, zero in on one candidate. You know what I mean? We're not putting all our eggs in one basket, so to speak.
Right.
So it's a good thing, man. It's definitely a good thing. But I think everybody is on the same page right now. All in on Ben Johnson. Yep. Yeah. Kevin Lurker in the building. I appreciate you coming through. Louis Garcia, we in here. Facts. Mark wants to remind y'all, man, clock in, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Ray Love in the building. Man, we got the mods pulling up left and right. Salute, Fair. How you been, brother? Hey, man, appreciate you coming through. Salute, Nation. And, hey, we got the Raiders chant. I got you, man. I got you, man. And we got Raider resistance in the building, man. We got to give them a salute, too, as well, man. Appreciate you coming through. If you haven't followed my IG, you tripping, man. You got to go out there. Go on IG and give them a follow, man. One of the best Raider IGs out there, man, for sure. Sacktown, Raider Mike Farrell, Severe Nation. Simply just saluting. Man, salute to you, brother, man. Appreciate you coming through. We got Daniel Kim, the king of mods, is in the building, man. Salute Farrell, salute Severe, salute Nation. Man, we got Steve, man. Hey, Steve's cool, man. Steve's cool, but, you know, I still... Hey, I'm not gonna forget, man. You pick sides, man. You pick sides with Severe when it came to that the NFL game picks. But I appreciate you pulling up, though.
You picked the right side.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to wait till next season, man. I gotta really sharpen my game when it comes to game picks, man. It's my first time doing it, man. But you know, it was close.
You finished strong, brother. You finished strong.
Was it 2 games? 2 games from
2 games.
2 games, 1 game? Yeah, I take it. Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see, man. But make sure to clock in. We appreciate everybody coming. DJ Kid said, "What's up, fellas? Blessings to the dynamic duo, man. Appreciate you coming through. DJ, man, appreciate you supporting the show. Raider Vision in the building. I'll throw up if we hire Pete Carroll. It's Ben Johnson or Cohen for me. Yeah, man. I've said it before, man. It's not that Pete Carroll's a great coach. It's just he's in his 70s. What's the plan? Yeah. And, exactly. You know, from what I heard, you know, they're saying that, you know, he's going to have, a guy that he's going to groom to become the head coach. So eventually he steps down. What does that look like? It just seems too complicated. Just why don't we just pick our guy, whoever that is, whether it's Ben Johnson, the OC from Tampa Bay, I think Raider Vision you mentioned in Combe, yeah, and then you got Munkin. I like Todd Munkin from the Ravens as well. Aaron Glenn, I don't like. Hey, Aaron Glenn was there in Detroit when they built that team from the ground up. So I kind of like Aaron Glenn too. I know a lot of people are like, let's get an offensive coach because you know we're gonna be picking a quarterback. I get that 100%, but you know. Man, just whoever that is, let's pick our guy and we'll be 100% behind it. But Pete Carroll is just like, man, I don't know, man. No, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But Sean Schefter Johnson in the building, man. Salute Pharaoh and Severe, Tom Brady. Okay, he's giving us general. Okay, so he's Tom Brady general manager, John Spytek, head coach Ben Johnson, DC Robert Saleh. The dream team. Man, if that were to happen, because right now, Saleh is interviewing for head coaching jobs. I don't think he's going to get a head coaching job during this, cycle. Maybe he needs just another year, just top defense, and another team might give him. But you never know. He interviewed with the Jaguars recently, and, rumors are saying that the Jaguars really liked Saleh, so we'll see how that goes. But man, that would be crazy. That'd be a crazy coaching staff because we know Ben Johnson is he's an offensive minded coach, so the offensive side of the ball is going to be taken care of. But when you have an offensive coach, that DC becomes it's an important hire. So man, if we're able to get that, man, that'd be crazy. Yes. Oh, come on, Daniel. You say it again?
I said, especially a guy that got previous coaching experience when Ben Johnson doesn't have any experience. But yes, my guy Daniel Kim, know what time it is, baby. You know what time it is.
That's crazy, man. Man, hey, I think Steve is starting to show off right, man. I take back all the words, man. Appreciate the super chat. He says Ben Johnson, Cam Ward, and Robert Saleh. Man, that'd be nice.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah, I am petty for sure. I don't
know how we're gonna get it.
I'm not that petty, but I don't forget though. I don't forget. I don't have short-term memory. But Steve, man, my guy, appreciate the super chat. But that would be nice, man. I'm not gonna lie. Ben Johnson, Cam Ward. It'll be interesting to see what quarterback that Ben Johnson eventually, settles for. Does he end up going with a veteran? That could be a possibility. But I don't even want to talk that way just because I don't want to get my hopes up just because he hasn't been officially named the coach. Even though, and I guess we can start the conversation right now. All reports, all signs kind of point to the Raiders kind of being the number one spot for Ben. I think the only other team, maybe the Jaguars, because they have a quarterback in place. It seems like the Bears might be going a different direction, but that would be another spot because they have a quarterback in place with Caleb Williams. Yeah. But it just seems like I had a tweet from, and this is from the Dan Patrick Show, and he was quoted to say that from what he was hearing is that the Raiders are the number one option for Ben Johnson, and the Bears kind of shot themselves out in the foot, I guess, because the Ryan Poles situation, the GM, and Tom Brady, man, hey, Tom Brady playing chess out here. He's like, Telesco, oh, you want him to be on? Oh, no problem. Telesco. Sorry, man, you're a nice guy, but you gotta go, man. We got to get Ben Johnson in the building. By any means. But we'll see, man. It's still a little bit of a process because the Lions are still in the playoff hunt, and I think, man, so they won't be able to do any in-person interviews until after the playoffs complete for the Lions.
I don't think they can do another. No more interviews till after the playoffs are complete. They were able to do those first virtual ones. Mm-hmm. And now they have to wait. I believe we went over the rules. I would think last year around this time, I think we went over the rules. There were some people in the playoffs we were looking at. There's certain windows. You got a window where you can do those virtual interviews, and then there's a window where, so if they have a bye week, I think you can do an in-person interview. But I think we won't have anything conclusive until whatever coach's team Liam Cohen. It's just Ben Johnson at this point because Liam Cohen, Jayden Daniels went ahead and took care of that for us. Yeah. So we just need if Jayden Daniels can take care of 2 weeks in a row, bro. Look, I like him even more. He got a chance to knock both of our candidates out the playoffs. So he can knock it if he can help us out 2 weeks in a row. But I wouldn't be mad at that. Would not be mad at that.
So Commanders are playing the Lions next weekend. Yeah. Man, I don't know, man. The Lions is like everybody's favorite Super Bowl pick, or at least to be in the Super Bowl coming out the NFC. So that's gonna be a tough game. I think they're hungry. They've been waiting for this moment. They've geared up to this moment. I think we'll see, man. Right now, Jayden Daniels is everybody's favorite rookie right now. Rookie QB. I think it was who was it? The other day that I seen. Former linebacker for the Patriots. He's on ESPN. He was just like, "Oh, this is the best rookie quarterback I've ever seen." Yada yada yada. But I'm like,
Teddy Bruschi.
Teddy Bruschi. But he, what? Weren't people saying the same thing about C.J. Stroud last year? It's just like, all right, man. People be the prisoner of the moment. It's crazy.
Yeah. But man, what Jayden did, man, it was like you said, bro. The stats don't even tell the story of how well he played that game, man. And just he's cool, calm and collective. He had that play, I think it was the 3rd and 2, where basically Kalijah Cansey damn near comes unblocked, almost tackles him, he stiff arm him, and he only gets his towel. I think people were saying hey, no, Jayden walked back up to Kalijah, was like, I need my towel back. We not out here playing flag football. He's like that kind of attitude, bro. That's what you want in your QB, man. You want that kind of swagger, because when you have that kind of swagger, other guys are confident. That builds the confidence of everybody else on the team, man. So everybody's talking about after old boy, banked the field goal in. Jaden didn't even smile on the sideline. You know, he didn't even smile till they got back to the locker room. He was just, hey, you know, this is business as usual. I'm on this field. It's all business. You know, we can celebrate after the game is over. So,
Right.
I mean, dude is special, man. Dude is special.
Nah, facts, man. I'm not gonna bet against him, but it's a team game at the end of the day, and I think Detroit it's gonna be a tough task next weekend, but we'll see. Daniel Kim says word on the street is that if Saleh doesn't get a head coach, I seen that too. I seen that they're obviously intrigued because they have a DC opening, right? I believe they have a DC opening, so
yes,
it makes sense. He's been there, he's coached there, but then I think it would be more impressive if he goes to a different team and they have a top defense than go back to a familiar place. But, you know, maybe he's comfortable. He knows people in the building. That makes sense. That always happens. But if there's another opportunity to go somewhere else and they got some pieces and, you know, they're building something great, like, you know, hey, the Raiders, if we pull in Ben Johnson, I don't know what the connection. So some of the, like you mentioned this before, a lot of the NFL is all about relationships. So that being said, Ben Johnson, if let's say hypothetically he's the head coach, how can does he have a relationship with Robert Saleh? Like, how would he be able to, like,
exactly.
You know, there's we on paper we would love for things to happen, but sometimes if the relationship ain't there, it's kind of tough. Like, it might not happen. Especially when it comes to assistant coaches, but we'll see. Hey man, we can hey man, right now this is the time. Right now we kind of off season is Raider fan Super Bowl. This is where we're excited, like we're over here like thinking about all the possibilities, man. Because that's last season was a tough season to watch, man. I'll tell you that.
Man, one of the toughest.
Facts. John B says, "What if Glenn doesn't get a head coaching job and he's our DC? Hey, I can dream." Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But same here, I don't see that happening.
I think Glenn is going to get a head coaching job, and if he doesn't, then it makes sense for him to stay with Detroit. Like, it's everything set up for him to succeed there, as far as what he's built and the players that he knows and all that type of stuff. So Space B says, Ben Johnson head coach, Spytek GM. Everybody's connecting Spytek. Spytek is John Spytek is the player personnel guy from the Tampa Bay Bucks. Yes. College roommates with Tom Brady, I believe. Is that what was? That's the relationship there. And obviously he was in the building when Tom Brady was there playing for the Tampa Bay Bucks too as well. So people are kind of connecting the dots there. But then I'm kind of thinking about it too. On one hand, it's like, all right, well, if they're trying to recruit Ben Johnson and, you know, obviously don't have a QB in place, but then they have a GM opening. So that made me think like, okay, maybe they're going to bring a guy that Ben Johnson is more familiar with. Is he familiar with the Spytek? Is there another GM that he has a relationship with, like, that works? And you mentioned in the past a guy from Detroit, right?
Yeah, Agnew, and he's a guy that not only did he go to the Rams and the Rams start winning, like instantly as soon as he got to Detroit starts winning as well. So he's a guy that has familiarity with Ben Johnson. They've been together, you know, essentially Ben Johnson's entire time with the Lions. So I'm sure that there is some chemistry there. I don't believe Spytek has any relationship or any relationship with Ben Johnson. I think he used to work for the Lions, but that was way before Ben Johnson was there. So I don't think there's a relationship there. But he has a relationship with Tom Brady. So Tom Brady would kind of be the connective tissue between those two guys. So, you know, if Tom Brady can sell Ben Johnson on, hey, this is a guy you can trust, I trust him, then maybe, you know, the relationship can kind of start off on a good foot. You think about Sean McVay, right? When he got to the Rams, Les Snead was already there. There wasn't any relationship between Les Snead and Sean McVay, but you know what? That there was a chemistry there. They felt that they can work together. You know, that there was a mutual trust there, and you know, it's led to a very successful relationship with both of them there. So just because there's no relationship at all doesn't mean that it couldn't work, but generally, you want to have a head coach and GM that they have that trust in each other. If they have a previous relationship, that just, kickstarted all the more quicker.
So I'm wondering, I mean, what are the Raiders selling to Ben Johnson? Like, obviously he's the number one target. Cocaine. Bruh. I should have had Rick James on here. Cocaine's hell of a drug, but nah, I mean, seriously, what are they selling to the Ben Johnson in interview process? Like, because we all know that, all right, they got rid of Telesco, so I'm assuming that, okay, he can go into the building with a GM that he, like you said, might have a better relationship with, be able to trust. They can build from the ground up, pretty much, with the guy that he comes in with. But what else do the Raiders offer? I mean, you got the Bears, who got Caleb Williams, and they got some pieces there. But I know stay tuned for Flag on the Play, and then you got y'all be laughing about this one. And then you got Jacksonville Jaguars. They got a quarterback in place, because right now the Raiders don't have that. What else can the Raiders sell?
Man, really, honestly, I don't know. If you want to play into Ben Johnson's ego, you can kind of sell that. Hey, you know what? We've sucked a long time. Like, imagine the amount of credit and praise you will get universally if you're the one that turns this team around. People will attribute it to you and say, hey, Ben Johnson has done what nobody else could do, and that's make the Raiders relevant again. We kind of talked about it at the time as well. We kind of mentioned it briefly today also, but when Tom Telesco was fired, that was also a something that's going to aid in the Raiders attracting a candidate, because you essentially get the right of first refusal in terms of GM candidates. If we want you here as head coach and there's a GM that we think we want to hire, if you say no, then you can take your ball and go home, or accept opportunity elsewhere. So you get that opportunity. A lot of these other spots, outside of Jacksonville, they have entrenched GMs already. And so you're essentially forced to work with somebody that's already, instilled in that position, or installed in that position. Here, you have an opportunity to pick and choose who you want, essentially picking the personnel on the team. And that's something that, as a first-year head coach, a guy that has historically been selective about where he goes, I'm sure that's something he values.
Man, but do you want to give a head coach that much power? We've seen what that looks like. I kind of like the dynamic of having a GM be a GM and a coach is coaching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think best case scenario is, situation where it's a guy that he has a good relationship with. They're on the same page. But I think I want his focus to be on the football field. I don't want him to be, because does he have a background in picking players? I mean, was he a former scout? Stuff like that. I don't know, man. I hopefully it's not a situation where, he gets that much power, but he kind of has a lot of leverage at this point. But we'll see.
I don't think he'll be picking the players, but I think he'll be able to pick the GM. And and the GM will have to be somebody that he has trust in to pick the players, because if he doesn't, if it's somebody that he can't trust, or he doesn't trust, then of course he's going to go elsewhere. So I don't think he'll be. I think it's still going to be that clear line of delineation where, hey, you know what, I'm the head football coach, I'm the offensive play caller, you're the GM, but the GM has to be somebody I can trust to get me the right guys to put me in a position to be the most successful.
Right. That, and hey, $100 million in cap space kind of pretty nice. You know what I mean? It's nice.
Very nice.
Hey, Brock Bowers is a nice piece on offense. And then we got another tight end. I want to see. I would look, man, bro. I like I said, I don't want to get too excited, because at the end of the day, I do have Raider PTSD. but all these reports, man, they're all kind of pointing to Ben Johnson to the Raiders. And it's to the point where people are mad about Tom Brady. And I love it. I love it. All these, you know what I mean? Whether it's, all these other fan content creators, or, you know what I mean? Other people who are not, that are, in the media, they don't like that Tom Brady is kind of getting the edge out here with, as far as him being a broadcaster and then being able to kind of talk to Ben Johnson. I mean, he's probably going to keep it professional and he's going to talk about the game, but come on, man. Like, he's going to throw it in there like, hey, man, what you think about the job, man? Hey, we'll throw in some extra money. You know what I mean? We'll send you some what do you think would be a nice little extra incentive that you would send to Ben Johnson? I mean, he's in Vegas, so would you get like a lifetime pass at, I don't know, whatever the hotels in Vegas or something?
Get send up some of the TB12 method stuff,
something, man, something. But my main point is that, man, there are people out here that are in the media, other fans from other fans, but they really don't like that Tom Brady is getting this extra edge out here and helping the Raiders right now. And it's like, come on, man. Like, why are y'all hating? Y'all act like we're the Patriots or something like that, man. Well, the Raiders, the league is better when the Raiders are good. And Tom Brady is helping us out, man. If that's the case, and last week I was singing a different tune. Last week I was like, you know what? I was questioning, Tom Brady and him being a broadcaster and also being the owner of the team that's leading the way with all the GM searches and head coaching searches. I'm like, can he do both? But I kind of see the advantage of him being in the broadcast booth, because now he's able to see how other teams work. I mean, he can't really go into the building, right? I think
no,
can he?
No, he can't. He can't go into the facility. He can't even be part of the production meeting with his co-host, which is wild. Right. I mean, the thing where Tom Brady, he has an advantage in this situation is that there is a clear number one candidate out there, right? There is a clear number one candidate. And I think that, the worry that I had, I don't want to speak for you. The worry I had is that if there's going to be a situation where we have to have like an exhaustive search and you're like, hey, you know what? Like, we don't know who it is. All these guys, like, we got 4 or 5 guys that are like in the same tier and we got to pick and choose from those guys. Like, I'm not trusting Tom Brady to do that, but that's not the case. There is one clear guy out there. And I think me and you, I think we both agreed that, bringing Tom Brady over was a good thing when we first heard it happen for this very reason. Right. Tom Brady is a closer. We want Tom Brady there as the closer, the guy that, you know what? He's going to attract people. And when they sit in the door, he can close them. Right. We don't want him picking and choosing and saying, hey, you know what? This should be this guy. No, I identified this candidate over here. Nah, that's not the capacity we want him in. Once these guys are out there, we have the top candidates. Can he attract them? And once we get him in the door, can he close the deal? And it's looking like he's having the ability to do both.
Man, I hope so, man. Right now, I'm kind of believing it right now because, just based off what some of these NFL insiders are saying, they're saying that Ben Johnson wasn't even considering the Raiders until Tom Brady made the call. He made the call. He was able to speak to his agent. Word got out to Ben, and he got it set up. And now, and if everything leads to Ben Johnson accepting the job, hey, man, Mark, you might have did something right now. Like this might be the thing that might change the Raiders, just trajectory as far as a franchise and being successful. Like, because if we're able to just like that, Tom Brady comes in and he gets the number one, head coaching candidate. As soon as he becomes his first offseason, we're getting the number one coaching candidate. In years past, that would never happen. How many times have we heard the Jim Harbaugh rumors or the Sean Payton rumors or the whatever top name coach, and we're never able to get that coach. We're never able to get that guy,
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. But Coach says I'm on the hooker train. No pun intended. He says Raiders would hit the ground running with him knowing Johnson's system. So you're talking about Hendon Hooker for backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions out of Tennessee. We talked about it last offseason. We're like, hey, with Jared Goff playing so well over there with Detroit, signed that big contract, kind of makes him a little bit expendable. But then we all seen that, the Lions, they end up picking up Teddy Bridgewater.
Exactly.
So does that mean that, Ben and that team, that coaching staff, they don't believe in Hendon Hooker? Or is it more of like they feel like it's better to go with a veteran? But, man, Bridgewater was over there coaching high school football. I mean, he literally was like, I'm retired, like, until Friday.
I think he won state. I think he won. Yeah, I don't know if he won state. I know he won something over there as the head coach. So he's doing his thing.
He's doing his thing. But that being said, how do you like Hooker as an option for the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback?
I mean, we've been talking about this for a while now.
Right.
We've been talking about this since last offseason where we thought, we should have made the move. So I would love it. I think he, as Coach said right there, he already has some familiarity with Ben Johnson. He already knows the system. He's been in the system 2 years now. I think that would be great for us. He's a guy that's also, he's a little bit on the older side, so he's going to already be kind of mature. He has all the physical talent and traits that you want. He's a guy that was likely going to win the Heisman if he doesn't tear his ACL, putting up video game numbers over there at Tennessee. And he's a guy that not only has ability to run, but he pushes the ball downfield. So he adds two elements that we've been lacking sorely, whether that be with Minshew or with Aiden O'Connell, and that's pushing the ball downfield and the mobility and creating extra yardage with your legs on a more consistent basis. So I think it'd be great. It's at the end of the day, we have to look at the compensation. Like what are the Lions going to want from us? He got drafted in the third. We'll only have 2 years left on his deal, so they shouldn't be looking for a third. A fifth. Really a fifth maybe. I guess it's kind of where I would say it should go, because we saw Malik Willis just go for a 6. We saw Mac Jones go for a 6. So I'd be willing to give up a fifth.
You give a fifth, man. That could be a running back right there, man. That could be
I
could be the second of 2 running backs.
But look, we were already. It depends on if you want to still go quarterback in the draft or where you want to go quarterback. If you secure Hendon Hooker, maybe you're not looking in the second. You're not looking in the second round for a quarterback anymore, right? Maybe instead,
I
still take a guy.
I still would want it, but then if they go with Hendon Hooker, that's Ben probably saying that's my guy. Like that's possibly Ben saying that's my guy. But then the Raiders their quarterback room, the way it's set up, like they need to add more talent in that room. It's not just one guy. They're gonna have to add like a couple guys in that room, because Minshew, I don't see him coming back. I think the Raiders are probably gonna cut him this offseason. Aiden, I think Aiden's gonna come back, but
he should.
Yeah, he should come back. And I think he probably would play well in Ben Johnson's system too. But I think a lot of play action. Aiden O'Connell, we'll see. I mean, I know a lot of AOC fans right now like, yeah, he should be starting week 1. Week 1. I'm like, come on, man.
Look.
But shout out to Real Talk, man. Appreciate you pulling up, brother. But we got everybody pulling up left and right. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let's get into GM candidates. Yes. So Raiders are requesting interviews left and right this week. We talked about John. Man, his name is crazy.
Spy Tech.
It sounds like I might not want him just because his last name is gonna it's just gonna make the Raiders seem like they're doing something that they're not supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
The league is gonna come in.
You got Brady working with Spytech. Like that sounds crazy.
Man, yeah, that's not a good combination, man. That's not a good combination. But we I think we requested some interview with a GM candidate with the Packers. Yes. And then also the Steelers. Those are, I think, the known GM candidate interviews. I might be leaving some people out. But, hey, those are not bad franchises to try to snag a guy and see if it's going to work out because, hey, what we know with the Packers, they know how to draft well, develop well. I mean, it worked one draft with McKenzie. With one draft, he had a pretty good team. And he had some players that are still playing in the league. And then as far as
a few players,
the last time and I bring up McKenzie because that was the last time we picked up a player personnel guy from the Packers. And I think the guy that I'm trying to remember his name. I don't know if you got the name in front of you, Severe. The Packers
guy from the Packers, John Eric Sullivan.
Yeah, and he's been there. He's been with the Packers since 2004, so he's been there for a while.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of good drafts, a lot of successful players, a lot of good things from the Packers since he's been there. And then we got the Steelers GM candidate too as well. So, it's a lot of good options, but I think at the end of the day, it'd be funny if we talked about this before the show started too. It was like, what happened to Ed Dodds? That was like everybody's favorite GM that didn't get hired. I mean, Raider fan GMs, but I don't think he's gonna. You think he's gonna interview?
If I was Ed Dodge, bro, I'm screening my calls, bro. I'm blocking the Raiders. Like if they call me, bro,
right.
y'all getting straight to voicemail, straight to voicemail.
Yeah, but there got to be something like why is he not getting? I mean, it's hey, there's only 32 jobs in the NFL, so. But at the end of the day, like he's not getting hired, he's not getting selected, and we're kind of high on him just because he was a former Raider, he was in the building. But it's not just that too, because he was part of, he was in that building when they drafted all those players for Legion of Boom, and then obviously the Colts, he's the assistant GM there, and they drafted a few players that I think one year had like the most Pro Bowlers, so he was a part of that building. So he's done some good things. He's part of some buildings that done some good things, but. I don't know. I think the Raiders probably going to move on. I mean, they're not going to. I think this is a different search too. It's not led by Mark Davis and his committee. This is Tom Brady and Jed Hughes. If you want to talk about him real quick.
Yeah. So I mean, this is something, and this is another reason why I was happy with Tom Brady, because instead of trying to, or maybe this is a Mark Davis thing, Mark Davis or Tom Brady collaboration. But instead of going out there and trying to do everything themselves, when neither one of them, Mark Davis has proven that he doesn't know what he's doing, and Tom Brady's never done it before. They bring in Jed Hughes, who's a guy that worked in the league before, but he's a guy that works with the firm. That's essentially like a search firm, right? And they help find people to fill these particular positions, and they've had success in the past doing it. So, the Raiders hiring him to kind of lead this search, I think that shows some progression. That shows progression on the part of Mark Davis, but also that shows, hey, that Tom Brady is one of those people that understands. I don't know what I don't know. This is something I've never done before, and I'm going to put this in the hands of a professional and let them help me. And then once again, that puts Tom Brady in the role that he fits best as once you guys identify the candidates, I'm the recruiter. Once you get him in the door, I'm the closer. I think those are the roles that fit him perfectly. We don't want him out here identifying candidates. We want him recruiting and closing.
Man, that's what I like to hear, man. Hey, look. Right now at this point, it's a waiting game, and we're gonna figure out. Hopefully, within the next couple weeks, I think we'll figure out who the head coach is going to be. Do you think the GM is probably going to get hired before the coach or at the same time?
Probably before. 'Cause I think, if I recall correctly, I could be wrong on this. Even though I had identified Josh McDaniels first, I think Ziegler had to come to an agreement like a day or so before Josh McDaniels. And looking at our top candidate, which is Ben Johnson, I don't know what the rules are for executives, or if they're the same as they are for coaches. But if we can hire an executive first, especially if it's Spytek, they're already out of the playoffs. But even if it's Ray Agnew, I don't think those same constraints are placed on executives with the team that are in the playoffs. I think that those rules just apply for coaches. So if we wanted to hire Agnew, or I think all the other candidates are like the Packers are gone, the Steelers are gone. So yeah, it would just be Agnew. So the only person possibly have to wait for is him. But Spytek, Jane Daniels took care of that for us already. So if we want to hire him, we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. I think the Titans are bringing back Spytek for a second round of interviews because that's the only other place I see him connected to. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I think the Raiders are going to be. I think they requested an interview, their first interview of Spytek this week. So we'll see, man. There's a lot to. We're going to be keeping tabs on the GM, the coach, all that good stuff, man. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Appreciate everybody coming through. Austin the Wanderer says Al Davis would have loved Brady using Fox to network and get a coach, GM. Laugh out loud. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, man. Facts, 100%, man. Man, and it's funny too, because. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation. I was going to compare something, but you know what? Sacktown, is that right? Ah, man, we got to get the likes button up. Come on, man, we got to hit that like button. Hit the like button, man. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Appreciate everybody coming through. But let's move it along real quick, man. Let's get into flag on the play, and this week, man.
69 offense. He was giving them the business.
This week we got a couple of flags on the play, but we had a few actually, but we had to narrow it down, man. We could be here all day talking about all these flags left and right, but Severe, if you want to go ahead and start off the first flag of the week.
Yeah, first flag comes from the Midwest, from the monsters of the Midway. A former number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams. As we all know, Eberflus was fired, and they are in the midst of a coaching search as well. But Caleb Williams was fooled into thinking the coaching search was over, and he got pranked, catfished, and it's pretty funny. I'll let the video kind of show what happened, but basically some kids were pretending that they were Ben Johnson, reaching out to him saying that the Bears had hired him, and then he hopped on FaceTime with them, and it was actually like some little kids.
So let me go ahead and play the video. But let's read the text message though. I think that gives a lot of context more than the video itself almost. But it says, "Hey Caleb, this is Ben Johnson. Just wanted to reach out ahead of time before it gets released to the media. I'll be taking the head coaching job. Very excited to work with you in the future. Great things. Actually, Ben, yes, I wanted you be first to know. We will talk more as the season winds down. Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'm definitely excited for the future. Let's get this shit going and turn it around. Do what hasn't been done in years. In the meantime, fucking go kill. We'll talk soon. Let's see how the video shakes out."
Oh my God.
You got it?
Yeah.
Hey, Caleb, it's me, Ben Johnson.
Come to the Dolphins, bro.
No, shut up. Hey, you're a great QB, but I'm so glad that you're gonna get a new head coach. I don't know if it's Ben Johnson, but I'm sorry about this.
Oh, good. Peace out.
Hey, the nails are tough.
You're a GOAT, bro. You're a GOAT.
No way.
Man, they literally just had this dude juice for no reason. That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded. But flag on the play. Come on, Caleb Williams. Got to be better than that, man. Just falling for that.
Bro.
But that's weird. I mean, how did they get his phone number? That's crazy. I don't know if you got any insight on that, but that's crazy. They got. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that I don't know. That I don't know. And I think there are ways to find it unless you have your number unlisted.
Right.
So there are ways to find it. But I was like, that's how you tell. You can tell people that, like, I don't put it like this, but like you can tell like Caleb like didn't grow up in the streets, or she's not street smart.
You know, like, savvy.
Your only question is actually Ben. Like the dude's like, nah, it's not Ben. Like, of course they gonna say yes, you idiot. Like, what do you expect? like, come on, bro. Like, oh man. And then like how you in the league? How do you not know like the rules around like how this coaching stuff works and all this stuff? Like, you don't run this up the flagpole. Like, yo, hey Ryan, I just got a text from somebody saying they Ben Johnson. Is this legit? Hey, they asked me to hop on the call. Should I, like it could be any number of things, bro. Like, first of all, you shouldn't be answering texts from people you don't know. They'll steal your whole phone, steal all your information, doing stuff like that. So that's, first of all, you're just stupid for that off top. But then like to hop on FaceTime with it, like, bro, like it's so many, bro. If you can't read a catfish, how are you gonna read cover two? Like, it's like, come on, dog, come on, man.
Man, definitely flag on a play on Caleb Williams, man. Don't fall for that, man. That was too easy. But let's move it along to the second flag on the play, man. And this week, man, this one, is his career over? And what I mean by that is Deontay Johnson was reportedly angry. He was angry in the locker room after the Texans playoff win. They won the game. They actually won the game, and Deontay Johnson was mad because surprise, lack of involvement in the offense. He was cut this morning. Flag on a play with Deontay, and this is not the first time. He did this with, I believe,
exactly.
the Ravens. He played with the Ravens this year. And the thing is, he's playing with actually like good teams. So he went from the Panthers, who obviously, didn't make the playoffs. They weren't a good team, especially early on in the season. I think they played better down the stretch a little bit with Bryce Young playing a little bit better. But they're not a playoff team. He ends up getting traded, or at least get picked up by the Ravens. And he had issues there where, he was complaining about his lack of involvement. I think it was like a Thursday night game. I think people were talking about him like kind of taking the playoff or whatever the case may be. And then I guess the Ravens cut him. They let him go. And he goes to the Texans, another playoff team. And he's over here still whining about not getting targets. First of all, he's acting like he's one of the best receivers in the game, which he's not.
Exactly.
He's a talented receiver. I'm not gonna take anything away from him, but this is a bad look. You're going on teams that are he super selfish. He don't care about winning. Except winning a route. That's what he care about. He care about winning a route, winning a 50-50 ball. He wants to get targets at all costs, and it don't matter if this team is winning. Now, I think flag on a play. I'll be honest with you. I don't think a team even pick him up. I mean, he's proven that. I mean, he's a young player, but still, it's just like, come on, man. Like,
yeah.
Do you see his career continuing on after all these stops where he's kind of like, complaining about not getting the ball and teams are winning despite that?
I can see him going to like a bad team, to a team that's desperate for some talent, possibly taking a chance on them. Because honestly, I was surprised after what happened with the Ravens. I was surprised the Texans brought him in. But you know what? Hey, they're a team. They feel they have a shot to make some noise in the playoffs. Stephon Diggs is hurt. Tank Dell goes down. They need another guy. Hey, you know what? Deontay Johnson is talented. Let's bring him in. And then for him to do, he made the same mistake again. It's like, come on, bro. You didn't learn. You were on the team that could potentially win the Super Bowl, and you forced your way off of that team. So you go to another team who's not really a Super Bowl contender, but another like very good team who has a trajectory in the next 3 to 5 years could potentially be a Super Bowl contending team. And you force your way off of that team too. It's like, come on, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough for him, to be honest with you. I can't see him. I can't envision him like getting picked up by a team because literally after a playoff win, you literally told the NFL like, I don't care about winning at all. Like, it was a playoff win, and you're complaining about not getting the ball. Like, that's crazy. That's wild. But flag on the play, Deontay Johnson. Man, but glad he's not a Raider for sure. You know what I mean? Hopefully he doesn't win the Raiders. But that's not gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. But that being said, man, that wraps up flags on the play this week. If you haven't already, make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are going live on both our channels. You see it on the screen, man. The Severe Raider. Obviously, myself, PharoahNFL. We did have some flag on the play worthy. Like we said,
exactly.
we could be here all day. And the reason why we said all day, the easy choice for flag on a play, I guess I'll mention it, is Davante Adams. He was on his weekly appearance on the Up and Adams show, and he's over here talking about, like, I guess he was asked, like, would you ever consider going back to your old teams, the Packers and the Raiders and da-da-da-da. He's like, oh, yeah, I could envision myself going back, especially with the, da-da-da-da. And then, Raiders' name came up. He's like, people don't understand why I left. And I'm like, come on, man. Just let it go. Just let it go, man.
Exactly, man.
He's trying to defend his choice to why he came to the Jets and how it's a better situation. And you're leaving the team. You're leaving the team. Like, come on, like.
Exactly. They made it clear. They made it clear they're not bringing you back. They've made it clear. You and your boy, both of y'all got to kick rocks. Like,
right.
I don't regret. Hey, and that's when people understand. Hey, people like, hey, you know what? Some people live by that code where I don't have any regrets. I make decisions in real time, and I know why I make them. I don't look backwards. I look forwards. But at least you could like say that, hey, you know what? That was a learning opportunity. I'm not I'm not going to use the word regret, but that was definitely something I could learn from, and maybe I should have handled it differently. Like, but it's just wild, bro. It's wild. Like, hey, best of luck to him. I'm sure somebody will want to pick him up. But yeah, I don't want him back here at all.
All right. G-Co says Ray Agnew or Spytek. Ray Agnew is your guy, huh? From Detroit that you kind of mentioned before.
I like Ray Agnew, man. I like Ray Agnew.
It's a possibility that I thought that was gonna be that. I feel like that's more of a possibility than Spytek, but Brady's calling the shots right now, and I don't know what he is using to negotiate with Ben Johnson. He's letting him know, like, what are you gonna get, personnel control, or I don't know what that's gonna look like, but we'll see, man. I think those are two good options for sure. Lube Garrick says Aiden's mobility is comparable to Forrest Gump before his braces fell off. Hey, damn. Man, I think you made that comparison one time. Did you make that comparison? I could have sworn you did.
No, I don't think I said that. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That is hilarious right there.
Daniel Kim says, do you think we retain Rob Leonard or too early to tell? Yes, it's definitely too early to tell.
I doubt it. It depends on who we get as our head coach. We'll probably talk about this later on. If this ends up happening, but if we get Ben Johnson, Ben Johnson worked in, and we talking about relationships. Ben Johnson worked in Miami with Lou Anarumo.
Right.
So and who was just recently let go by the Bengals, who was still one of the more respected defensive minds in the league. So And that's a connection right there. A guy that's been in that job before for a long time has had a lot of success until recently. So
right,
it would be something to look out for.
And also keep in mind too, if obviously Patrick Graham sounds like he's not going to be coming back to the Raiders. If he gets picked up as a DC, I'm sure he's probably going to go with someone he's familiar with, that guy that he knows, worked on his staff, worked in that defensive scheme. So look for Rob Leonard. If he's not going to get a DC opportunity, which I'm sure he probably wants, he's probably going to find another D-line opportunity as far as assistant coach goes, and work under maybe a guy that he knows like Patrick Graham, who right now is interviewing for DC jobs too. But man, we appreciate everybody pulling up, man. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We the People says he's a big hire for the Raiders. Yeah, I mean, are we referring to Ben? Yeah, definitely. If it's Ben Johnson, yeah, for sure. That'd be
huge.
That'd be game changing. Which all the report right now, like we're hearing, Vinny right now is changing his tune. At first he was talking about Pete Carroll. Now he's saying like, hey man, like don't be surprised about Ben Johnson. And now we're hearing like all these national guys, all these national media guys, they're kind of hopping on the train right now. They're like, oh man, from what we're hearing, the calls around the league, they feel like Ben Johnson to the Raiders is actually a real thing. So there's nothing official, but man, I don't want to get my hopes up, man. I'll leave it at that. Off the top says Brady gonna have to suit up.
That's very apt name and very good comment for that. Off top, Brady, you suited up, bro. You suited up off top.
That's funny. I mean, it's he's done. He's done. Well, Brady's almost like 50 years old.
Yeah.
He's old. He's like what? He's like 46, 47? Like, I believe he's over 45, right? I think so. I mean, I'm sure he can play the game or whatever, but at this point, like I think he's done. I mean, right now his main objective is, being an owner for the Raiders, Right now he's a minority owner, but he's also right now he's running the Raiders, man. He's running the show. Mark Davis has given him like literally 100% green light. He gave him the green light to do what needs to be done. So we'll see how it goes. GM should be hired first. They should, but I think right now I could either I can definitely see it being hired at the same time. Having their introductory conferences, I feel like they're gonna be interviewing guys just to see. And obviously, if Ben Johnson passes on the Raiders job, they got to be prepared to hire somebody and make the move. But if it's Ben Johnson, I think it happens at the same time. I think they're going to bring in a guy around the same time, especially that's familiar with Ben. And I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, in my opinion, but we'll see. Champ is signed through 2025. Oh, so he's in the building. So that explains that recent signing. I think everybody was joking about like the Raiders like signing a reserve contract for some guy.
Yeah,
I'm forgetting the name, but we're like how the Raiders signing a player and there's no GM in the building.
Yeah, they signing these features.
Hey, but if Champ is still in the building, that's a good thing. That's actually a great thing. But yeah, make sure. Hold on, let me see. Man, the chat is going crazy. I think we see it. We got Raiders smoke with the super chat. My guy, man, appreciate you coming through. He says, fellas, salute, man. He says, Brady commenting the Lions Commanders game, interesting. He can't be in production meetings, but can be on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, but everybody's watching though.
They'll be watching that like a hawk. Oh, they're gonna be watching that like. If Tom Brady dap Ben Johnson up, bro, they go start an investigation.
Yeah, if they're having a long conversation, everybody's gonna be talking about that. So they can't. It's so much they can do. I mean, other than like, hey, what's up? Hey, just make sure they. I mean, but it's funny though. They could easily. I know tampering and all that type of stuff, but they can easily call each other. If they really want to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's back channel communications going on regardless, bro. We already know how that goes. These people talk, bro. They talk.
Right. And another thing too. I mean, if they, man, I don't know if they were to. Imagine them getting like something like where the league finds out that they were doing something they're not supposed to be doing. What would that look like? What kind of penalty would the league kind of like put on the Raiders? Would that be like a loss of draft pick?
Yeah, probably a big fine and a loss of draft picks. But that's it. I mean, like I said, it'd be a big fine. But like Mark Davis, he's already said he'll spare no expense to make the Raiders a winner. So hey, if you want to, hey, if it's gonna cost us a first rounder, hey, take his first rounder, cost us a couple $1 million in a fine. I'm sure Mark Davis, he's paying Josh McDaniels not to coach. He's paying Dave Ziegler not to be GM. I'm sure he's paying Antonio Pierce, some small fee not to be a coach. Tom Telesco, some small fee not to be GM. He's been willing to pay all these people not to be here. So if you're gonna take a penalty, hey, he'll take that money, that penalty, and that first round pick to get a guy in the building like that. Hey, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. And Smoke, man, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate everybody pulling up, man. The chat is going crazy, man. I'm trying to catch up. Rob Leonard leaves. Wonder what Max will think. I mean, all right, man. I don't know, man. At the end of the day, like, he's still under contract with the Raiders. So at the end of the day, like, he might not agree. I'm sure he's for sure frustrated at this point with the Raiders because they haven't won first and foremost. But at this point, like, I don't think he has any say in who's going to be in the coaching staff. I mean, his say was last year when he had AP, and I think when that went left, because even when we'll actually save that. So, you know what? That might be a good segue. Good segue for notable quotables. So this is where we play quotes we find interesting. And I guess this is if you're going to give people the intro to this quote with Max.
So we already know Max has his weekly podcast, and this was the first one they did since the Antonio Pierce firing. They actually went through like 30 or so minutes of the show before he was asked. And finally, one of his boys asked him about, how he felt about the firing, and he gave his answer here. It was actually a pretty long answer. I had to cut it dang near in half just for it to be able to use on the show. But he had a lot to say about it.
Here we go.
Obviously the first thing that comes to mind is just his family. The people that are closest to him. Obviously, it's extremely disappointing. You know what I mean? His wife, his kids, everybody I've, been able to actually have a real relationship with. His son is on the staff. And they literally, all of them have been incredible. So, I was very vocal. You know what I mean? I believed in AP. This season didn't go the way anybody expected it, to be honest. And it's unfortunate, you know what I mean? And for me, like, it's tough. This business is not easy, you know what I mean? And from the coaching side and front office and just constant turnover. And it's something that I, especially, being in with the Raiders, like I've seen, I'm going to be on a new head coach again. This will be the 5th head coach we've had or whatever. So we'll see, at the end of the day, like, first and foremost, like, shout out to AP. Big shout out to AP. I wish him the best. Hope his family, everything. Like, because people don't, the real human element to it, it's not easy. You know what I mean? Like, he just signed a deal, and now he's got to completely change everything. And just wish them the best and everything, going forward. But, we'll see. It's like something we talked about. Like, there's going to be a lot of decisions to be made, not only for my, on a personal level. Like, I got to make the decision that's best for me. And I'm going to see, there's going to, obviously we don't know what the coach is going to look like, the front office. There's going to be a lot of changes again. And I will say this, like, obviously there's been backs and forth. Everyone has an opinion about this and that. But Mark has been dope. Like Mark Davis, like he truly wants to win more than anything. And that's where we're fully aligned. Like,
so, okay, he said a few things, and I think he was politically correct with AP, and I'm sure he's being honest. You know, he's talking about his, you know, it's tough, especially, you know, for AP because, you know, his relationships there and But this is, I think, a lot of Raider Nation was talking about Max's comments as far as like this is where everybody was kind of questioning like, oh, does Maxx want to come back? I you know what, I look at it as like, you know, I think he's just frustrated. I think Maxx wants to be a Raider at the end of the day. Like he's never everything. He has a Raider tattoo. Like he doesn't want to leave, and you know, I think he wants to be a Raider. I think he's just frustrated that the Raiders are not winning. And if we get Ben Johnson, if we get Robert Saleh at DC, or we, you know what I mean, he's gonna be back on the team. He's gonna be talking about the team. He's gonna be excited to talk about the team. I think right now the Raiders just came off a 4-13 season, so you're at like he's on a podcast and he's talking about a coach that just got fired, and then people are kind of shocked that like, oh, hey, you know, Maxx he's gonna leave. I'm like, nah, he's not gonna leave. I don't see that happening. Yeah. You know, I don't see Maxx the minute. I'd be surprised, but hey, you know, the NFL it's a business. Players understand that, teams understand that, but I think AP, Mark Davis does not want to trade a guy like Maxx. So, and I'm sure he's gonna have something to say about that if his name comes up too as well. So, I mean, what did you take out of what AP was saying about the AP firing? I mean, what Maxx was saying about the AP firing?
It was like you said, kind of politically correct. Also, you got to look at it like this: Maxx on his deal, he doesn't have any guaranteed money left on his deal, so he essentially has no protection left. So him saying that, hey, you know what, I got to think about things, and you know, we got to make those decisions. Like that's also laying the groundwork for, hey, I need an extension, or I need some kind of guaranteed money on this deal because I'm out here with essentially no protection at all. And then he kind of also knows that he has the leverage insofar as he is like at this point that he's the face of the franchise. You know, like it could have been argued previously whether it's him or Devontae. Now that Devontae is gone, you know, he's the face of the franchise. Like it's like unquestionably, there's nobody else even in the same stratosphere. Nobody else that has the same charisma, that's as articulate, you know, to get their point across. Like it's him. He's the guy. And also, if you're Mark Davis, do you want to be the owner that presided over the trading of Khalil Mack and Maxx Crosby? Like, do you want that to be your reputation? Like you don't. So, you know, that he has us, you know, he has the Raiders in a tough spot. And I think he's exercising some of his leverage.
You know what it really means? It means Maxx is going to get paid. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Maxx initially, we remember his contract, it was kind of a discount based off,
definitely.
You know what I mean? He could have got a way bigger deal than what the Raiders gave him. They gave him actually a pretty solid deal. I think he's not going to take that discount this time around. He's going to be like, you know what?
Nah.
It's time for me to get paid. That's what all that means. He said it without even saying it. He was like, you know, exactly. I don't know. You know, we're going to have to evaluate. Like, basically, he's like, hey, y'all better pay me. That's pretty much what he said.
Better break. For real. Nah, for real. He's not even into. I don't even think he's a top 15 paid edge player right now. I don't even think he's in the top 15. He for sure is not in the top 10. I don't think he's even in the top 15. So he for sure like, yeah, y'all got to pay me.
And you know what? Raiders are in a great position to actually pay him. They got over $100 million in cap space. They don't have a QB on a big time crazy deal. If everything works out, the Raiders are going to get a QB on a rookie deal. Hopefully they draft a QB. and they'll get him on a rookie deal. So with that, which makes even paying other guys on the roster even easier. They just need to get rid of Minshew, please. Just get rid of that guy. Get rid of Minshew as soon as possible. It's probably gonna take a couple of seasons to get off the books, but hey, do it now, man. Just do it now. I don't see a world where he's on the roster. I mean, can you see Minshew staying with a guy like Ben Johnson comes aboard or any other coaching staff comes in?
I don't think so. I don't know. I have to look at his contract. What will be the cap savings as opposed to the dead cap hits? I think we gave him a 3-year deal, right? It was 3 years, and with two of them a certain amount guaranteed, if I recall correctly. Yeah. So it depends on what the cap hit is. If you designate it as a post June 1st cut, like how hard that stuff works out. So it depends on that. But I don't see us bringing him back, to be honest with you. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he did come back in some capacity.
Almost is Maxx already checked out. I mean, yeah, it's just look. He had a season where he was, injuries and team losing. The guy that he vouched for gets fired. Man, Raider boosters, man, you take draft picks for Maxx all day long. Sheesh, man, y'all just coming from Maxx today.
Man, pause.
First of all,
that's basically what you said, man.
First of all,
you had to get that out the way. He was like, first of all, let's just pause, hit the pause button real quick.
Yeah. Nah, but man, there are a lot of people in Raider Nation that are kind of just fed up with Maxx. And they're like, look, if you're going to be hurt, we ain't winning with you. It's not quite the same as Khalil Mack, but it's some of the same stuff. Like, no, we're not winning with you. We might as well get what we can for you, and then try to start anew. Especially if this is a complete teardown, which I don't think Ben Johnson would sign up for a complete teardown. Like that's
right.
I don't think he signed up for a complete teardown. So that's why I don't think we trade Maxx. But
right.
If we are going to tear it all the way down, then
Maxx would be a selling point. It wouldn't be
we got to trade Maxx, but you got to take Tyree too. Like whoever, if you got Maxx Crosby, you got to take Tyree with him. It's a package deal.
They might pass. They might pass on the whole deal altogether.
they might.
Damn, man, we over here, we messing around, man. But hey, Space B said he made a good point. Max's best friend is Dana White. He said he's close with Mark, not AP. And in the soundbite for Maxx in his podcast, he did say like he's real close with Mark. So
yeah,
basically pay me. Just pay me. That's basically what he's saying. Just pay me, and I'll be ready week 1. That's what he said.
Yeah, fact.
This translation. That's why we're here, man. We're here to translate stuff like this, man, for y'all, man. So we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. But we got one more notable, quotable, and it's Severe if you want to give the people the intro to this one.
So we got Rich Eisen. Initially people were kind of unsure of how much influence Brady was going to have, and how much involvement he would or how hands-on he would be, especially this offseason. But Rich sat down with Tom Pelissero, and he's kind of relaying what Tom Pelissero told him about Brady's involvement.
Is it as simple as that Tom Brady is now a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, and Mark Davis is like, okay, you're one of the greatest of all time. Football, winning football, winning franchises. It's your show. Is it as simple as that? And he basically said, yeah, it's as simple as that. He called it a Tom Brady production, what's happening in Las Vegas right now. Wow. And when I hear that, I'm thinking to myself, the number of teams since we've been on the air 10 plus years, or I've been on the air with NFL Network for 22 years, I've lost track on the number of franchises that say, we want the fruit of the Patriot Way vine. but we can't get it directly because Bill Belichick is the head coach in New England and Tom Brady is the quarterback in New England. The number of teams that tried it and it didn't work out, I've lost track, right? Absolutely lost track.
Hey, man. I mean, I think everybody kind of knows this at this point. Like, everybody knows that Tom Brady right now is running the show, and it's obvious, and it's different.
Yeah.
Like, the way we're attacking the coaching search, I feel like we're going at it like, hey, we have all the resources, we got everything. I mean, we just talked about how like the Tom Brady or the Raiders have a firm behind them to help them finalize anything. Like you said, you made a good point by saying, hey, Tom Brady's the recruiter, and we got a closer back there. And I think right now the Raiders are set up really nice right now with Tom Brady. But I don't want to get my hopes up just because we've seen sometimes we get excited about certain things and the Raiders just do something you didn't even expect. Because everybody right now is talking about Ben Johnson. Can it be Pete Carroll? Could it be, another coach that we're not even talking about? Van Joseph, which I think that's just, you already know what it is, man.
Exactly. You already know what it is.
You already know, man. That's just like, oh, you just come through, man. Just say, come through for this
interview. Oh, man, we're really considering you.
Sad to say, but I don't think they're really considering Van Joseph. But I mean, they're interviewing Robert Saleh. They're going to be interviewing Steve Spagnuolo, and then Albert Breer said keep an eye out on it because Brady really respects him especially because I'm sure Brady remembers that Super Bowl losing against the Giants because at the time I think the DC was Spagnuolo at the time. So
yeah.
Hey, I don't know how to feel about that. That would be disgusting.
That sounds like some AP stuff. Like, oh, why'd you hire Lou Gessie? Oh man, cause saw what that defense did against us. Like, or their running game. Like, nah, bro, I don't like that logic. Like, they beat us, so he must be good. Like, nah, bro, I'm good.
He is a great defense coordinator, though. I gotta give him some respect, man. Like he's been around for a while, and it just makes me think about like the Chiefs, bro. They're hella good, man. Like they have the best quarterback in the game, best coach in the game. Their coaching staff, look, Andy Reid has the offense taken care of, and look how they're set up. They got Spagnuolo running the defense, and they're one of the best defenses in the league now. Man, that team. Whew. And this is why the Raiders are trying to hit a home run right now with Ben Johnson. Exactly. And they got to attack the way they're attacking the head coaching job. If it's Ben Johnson, they got to attack the DC job the same way. This entire coaching staff. Because if you're gonna compete with the best teams in the NFL, especially this division, man, you're gonna have to. Man, you're gonna have to be pretty much one of the best teams in the NFL. Like, because the AFC West is arguably the best division in football. Arguably,
yeah.
I would say. I mean, AFC North.
I mean,
might have something to say about that.
Playoffs.
There you go. But yeah, what was your take from the clip from Rich Eisen?
I mean that I think a lot of people didn't think that Tom Brady would be taking as heavy-handed of an approach as he is, and to see how involved he's been, and I think he will continue to be. I mean, I think that's good, especially like I said, as a recruiter and as a closer, as a guy that, hey, you know what, you're having some concerns. Let's get Tom Brady on the phone. Let's let Tom Brady be our pitch man. He's the guy that's going to, and we've seen it. We saw it. It happened to us, right? We had Cliff Kingsbury, and whether it was the third year deal, the third year of the deal, or whatever it was, all I know is that he left that meeting, and Magic Johnson got on the phone with him. Next thing you know, he's going to the Commanders and not the Raiders. Magic Johnson. I'm sure Magic wasn't like, let me scroll through all the offensive coordinators in the league. Let me take a look at the college coordinators and position coach. Cliff Kingsbury is my guy. Nope. I'm sure they had some people that identified Cliff Kingsbury as the guy. It's like, Magic, you do your thing. Magic gets on the phone. Next thing you know, Cliff Kingsbury is with the Commanders. And that's how it should work with these guys. Like, you got a guy that's a proven winner like that has that kind of personality, that kind of charisma, that kind of gravitas. As the kids say, they got aura. Like, use that. Utilize that. And I think that's what we're doing.
Hey, I hope you're right, man. And I think, Mark kind of foretold, like, I think Mark basically, I think this was the plan all along. When Mark had that interview where he was like, we need someone, I'm not a football guy. We need someone in the building that can oversee the GM and coach. So this was his plan. And Brady is that guy. He doesn't have an official position. Obviously, he's a minority owner, but you could see where this is headed. And I think even in the interviews after, Brady became official, like, you could hear Mark wants him to be involved with the team. And, he said it without even saying it, like, oh, right now, we fully support him with his broadcast duties or whatever. But, they talk behind the scenes like, hey, look, you're running the show. And so far, that's the case. But, hey, man, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I got to remind y'all because y'all be forgetting. Clock in if you haven't already. Make sure, hey, we're going live on both our channels. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to do that as well. Man, it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody coming through. The chat is going crazy. I'm trying to catch up. Coach, you said Vance Joseph has a real shot.
Real shot at what?
I think he's a really good defensive coordinator, but I'll be honest with you, I don't think he got a real shot, man. Come on, man.
I don't either, man.
I mean, not with the Raiders. Not with the Raiders. I just don't see it. I don't see it. No disrespect, but I just think that I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's just it don't like. I think Pete Carroll got like even and even I don't even agree with Pete Carroll being the head coach for the Raiders because he's in his 70s, but I can see that more than Vance Joseph. Or I can even see Spagnolia, the DC from the Chiefs, just based off his longevity and the connection between, Albert Breer reporting and saying that, obviously, Brady, he respects him a lot. But Vance Joseph, hey, who knows? I could be wrong, Coach. I could be wrong. You might be right.
Yeah.
Steve says,
I remember last year when we were interviewing Tom Telesco and people were laughing at it like, oh, they ain't gotta hire Telesco. Like, he's just in there. They want to pick his brain. They want to, kind of see what he thinks. He's a guy that's been, hey, he's been with the rival for a while, trying to get some intel on the rival. Next thing we know, this dude gets hired. So I know we clowning and saying we ain't hiring Vance Joseph, but I'm not putting anything past this team at all.
Yeah, Lube Garrett says Spags is 10-38 as a head coach. It's like he's already a Raider. Damn. Lube, man, you on fire today, man. You're hilarious.
That picture's wild, man. That picture's wild.
Oh, man. Oh, damn, bro. All right, let me take this off the screen, bro.
Pause.
I didn't even notice that. Damn, that's wild, man. That's wild. But Lube, you are on fire though, man. You hilarious. Lovey Smith. Someone said Lovey Smith.
Smith.
I haven't heard that name in a minute, man. That's from Chicago Bears. Former head coach of Chicago Bears. I think he was a head coach for Texans for one season recently.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders. I can't see Deion Sanders, man. I just don't think that it, like, his motivation is basically coaching his son.
Yeah.
So what happens if his son's a bust? What happens if his son gets traded? What happens if the Raiders don't draft his son? So that means you're not going to coach the team?
Or we can't draft his son.
Exactly. But from what I'm hearing, there are I think there are reports saying that there's a possible chance he might go to the Cowboys. Because the Cowboys, let go of McCarthy. What do you think of McCarthy? He's available.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm okay.
You don't like McCarthy?
It seems like everywhere he goes, players just don't like that dude. I don't know. Like we heard Micah. We had a flag on the play with Micah Parsons. Like, I don't care about this dude. I'm playing for my brothers on the field. I ain't playing for Mike McCarthy. Like, let's ask him straight up. Like, are you playing for Mike McCarthy's job? It can easily like, oh yeah, I'm playing for Mike. The team loves him. We love for him to be back next year. He was like, bro, I ain't playing for this dude. Like, you said straight up. Like,
it's funny. I think I gotta pull this up, but I'm gonna send it to you later. I guess I don't know if I can find it, but he made it. There was they quoted him asking him about the McCarthy because he does a podcast and he was like, "Man, that's a tough loss." And So I don't know if he's trying to cover up what he said during the season or he actually really feels like, damn, that was a big loss, losing McCarthy as a head coach. And he pretty much implied that the Cowboys probably gonna be rebuilding. They're going to probably blow it up, reset, or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. But we'll see, man. Smoke says he got a shot all right, a shot at getting to D.C. somewhere else.
Yeah.
Talking about Vance.
Yeah.
Well, hold up. Real shout out what? Being back in the NFL. Of course, Vance Joseph, he's coaching. I mean, who are we talking about?
You talking about Vance Joseph?
Yeah, Vance Joseph. He's coaching out here. I think he's the defensive coordinator for the Broncos. And he used to be former head coach of the Broncos, which is funny. He's crazy. Crazy. He's a DC there.
Yeah.
Steve says. Daryl says, "Nah, hell no. Come on, Daryl. Now you playing around, man. You said Jeff Fisher. Come on now." David Shaw, I seen, just got interviewed by the Bears, so we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah,
Dave Shaw has a long coaching. Like, I mean, he's getting, someone's gonna give him a shot. Hopefully, one of these days. But
yeah,
you don't see it. It's not gonna be the Raiders.
Not gonna be us.
Man, I know, Steve. It took a lot of effort. I was just playing. I know he's got a snowball's chance in hell. You playing hard, man. I took you serious, bro. Come on, coach. Come on, man.
Coach was trolling. Coach, too smart for that.
Yeah, John. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I heard the Raiders have no interest in Deion, which I'm glad. I'm glad that that's where they're going. But I heard Cowboys might be a chance. And if Deion goes to the Cowboys, is Dak getting traded? Dak's getting traded, and some people are betting. They got like betting lines that he's going to get traded to the Titans for the number one pick. Which would be that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy as hell. I saw something somewhere where they said Deion goes to the Cowboys and they trade Dak to us, but even that would be crazy too, because I don't want that contract. I don't want the contract hanging around our neck.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm just trying to see if because like I said, Deion wants to coach his son, so. Let's see. Let me take a look at where are the Cowboys? I don't even care about the Cowboys, but they're number 2. Oh, the Cowboys are picking 12, kind of like the Raiders last year when we picked 13th. They can't get no quarterback. They not getting no quarterback unless they reach. Too bad. It is what it is. Carr leaving NO to go to Fresno. Lou, man, you hilarious. You got jokes, man. We got a super chat in the building. Raiders Smoke in the building. My guy, he says we need Joy. We need Joy Taylor to seal the deal on Ben Johnson. If you know, you know. If you know, you know, man. If you know, you know, man. That's Raiders. Now y'all clowning now. Y'all clowning today. Y'all clowning today. Ben Johnson, or we skip the season. My hopes are too high now. Yeah, for sure. We'll see. We'll see. Naming all the you're naming all the candidates, but are they really candidates though? you named Jeff Fisher.
You threw out John Fox.
John Fox? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, son. All right.
I think that's the Raider Nation Jason in the building. Salute, Raider Nation Jason.
Salute to Raider Nation Jason. Appreciate you pulling up. My guy, Space B says, bro, Jerry signs Zeke again. That franchise in a spiral. Dion would be fun there, though. Yeah, Dion being there would be interesting. It kind of fits kind of Dion a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Just the flashiness, you know what I mean? Just,
exactly.
Obviously, the Cowboys are a high-profile team. They're always going to be talked about. I think Dion's probably looking at it from a lot of different angles. But I just don't see it. Like, I know he's going to want his son to be drafted. I know he's going to want, Shador. It's like, how are they going to be able to do that? Some people are saying, they're going to trade Dak, and that's going to be tough. But that being said, let's move it along, man, to what's real, what's not. This is where I say a statement. You guys react to it, just by saying if it's real or not. And the first what's real, what's not is the Raiders should be considered front runners to land Ben Johnson. The Raiders should be considered front runners to land Ben Johnson. Is that real or is it not?
I'm scared to jinx it. I'm gonna say not real. I'm gonna say not real.
You don't want to jinx it?
I don't want to jinx it. I'm gonna say not real. I'm gonna say not real. And I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised if it happens. That's
damn. Now you got me thinking about it. Now I was gonna say that is real, but now I'm gonna be like, damn, I don't want to jinx it too. Yeah. But man, it's tough because until I see certain teams get coaches, I can't really say a definite chance that the Raiders are the number one team. But it just. Everybody's saying all the right things right now, but I gotta see the Bears. I gotta see the Bears hire a coach, and I gotta see the Jaguars hire a coach. Once I see those two teams hire a coach, oh yeah, man, it's official. It's in the bag.
We in there. The Bears and the Jags out the way, bro. We good. We Gucci. Only real threat it would be the Cowboys, and Jerry Jones got oil money, so
with Ben Johnson. With Ben Johnson.
Yeah. But I don't think Ben Johnson will want to go there. But they got the kind of money where they can pay Ben Johnson whatever he wants.
Yeah, but I don't think money is like going to be the end all be all. I think the reason why I think Ben Johnson wouldn't go to the Cowboys is Jerry Jones.
Possibly. Jerry Jones gonna be. No, I ain't gonna say what I was about to say. I ain't gonna throw it out there. I don't want that bad juju going into the universe. If something happened, then he'd be like, "This Severe was said last week. This is your fault." So I would say what I was gonna say. But let's just say that I don't know how long Jerry Jones will be in control of that team. Let's just put it in those terms.
Yeah. I mean, he's up there, man. He's up there. He's up there in age, but at the end of the day, like right now, he is running the show, and like that. I think the other day, former quarterback for the Cowboys that won them Super Bowls for them.
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman was he was honest. He was just like, he can't consider the Cowboys job a high profile job because of Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
And because how involved he is and how he could affect, like, certain candidates. They probably not, you know, the top candidates are probably not going to want to go there. Like a Ben Johnson's probably going to, he's been waiting. Ben Johnson's been waiting. It's not his first time. This is not his first opportunity to get a head coaching job. Like, he could have got hired the last 2 head coaching cycles, and he passed. So he's waiting for the right situation. So whatever team that he goes to, a lot of people saying real. Whatever off the top, I think he's on the same page with us, man. I'm just gonna say you not trying to jinx it. So I get you.
Off the top is a Lions fan, so he like, bro, he a Lions fan.
Oh, you're a Lions fan. Yeah. Damn. Prepare for your offense to be terrible next year. That's all bad, man. Dan Campbell better prove he's a good head coach next year, or at least picking I wonder what's going to happen when Ben Johnson leaves. Who is he going to pick to replace him? Is it going to be someone on staff?
Yeah,
or
I don't know.
Yeah, you know, who cares? We don't care about the Lions on this channel. Now, appreciate you coming through off the top. TJL says reverse psychology. Smart. Hey, man, you know, we got to play. You know, we got to.
You know, you're not your average Caleb Williams over here.
Space B says real. Okay. Kevin, everybody's saying it's real. Yeah. Wild Turkey said, okay, Wild Turkey, I already know, man. He says, yeah, no chance in hell. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, reverse psychology right there. I know he wants Ben Johnson to be head coach for the Raiders. Space Beast Trevor Lawrence is a bum, and you saw Caleb. I guess he's trying to say Caleb Mentals. We'll see, man. We'll see.
So Caleb's he's not the brightest bulb on the tree.
But if you give a quarterback, an elite play caller, a good system, man, look at Jared Goff, man. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I thought Jared Goff, he wasn't that good before he got traded to the Lions, and then he was able to rebuild his career, and then Ben Johnson happened, and the rest is history. Like, you know, Jared Goff looks like one of the best QBs in the league. He's not elite, but he's in that top 10 for sure. He's in that top 10, especially right now.
Yeah, right now, for sure.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Shout out to Raider Alex, man. Appreciate you coming through. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to head over to his YouTube. And, man, his IG is on fire, man. Hilarious memes.
Fact.
But he says Jerry Jones has a weekly podcast where he throws people under the bus all the time. Facts. I mean, that's the problem. And Troy Aikman alluded to this. He kind of kept it, you know, very surface, but he just simply said, hey, you can't consider the Cowboys a high-profile job because of Jerry Jones. Yeah. Just that simple. So Ben Johnson is definitely not going to go to the Cowboys. So you can cross him out the list. The only two teams that I'm worried about is the Jaguars and the Bears. Yeah. Once they hire coaches and it's not Ben Johnson, it's a done deal. And someone in the chat said predicting Aaron Glenn to go to the Jets.
I can see that.
Possibility. We'll see. Johnson wants a clean slate, and his say on the GM. Hopefully, he can become Gruden 2.0 when we hired him back in the day. Whew. I mean, we did kind of build a winning team back then, kind of late 90s, early 2000s, you know. So I ain't mad at that, man. I ain't mad at that for sure. But we got one more. What's real? What's not? And in this one here, if Mike Tomlin and the Steelers part ways, he should be the Raiders' #1 target. If Mike Tomlin and the Steelers part ways, he should be the Raiders' #1 target. Is that real or is that not? Let me know in the chat, man. Let me know. Lions gonna hire Todd Downing. And Dan Campbell, the end of his reign as head coach is not going to last long.
Man,
Hey, Todd
man.
Downing got Vrabel fired. If you think about it, Todd Downing got
Yeah.
Vrabel fired.
Yeah, he for sure did. Well,
think about
that and Vrabel beefing with the GM. This was crazy. It's remember last year Vrabel couldn't get a job, bro. Nobody wanted Vrabel last year. He couldn't get an
Right.
interview as a head coach or a coordinator. He had to take a job as a consultant with the Browns. He didn't even do a good job at that. And all of a sudden he's like some top like I think we start on Vrabel. But well, Mike Tomlin, I think he has to be, bro. He's one of the he's possibly like top 10 coach all time. Like, and it's not like he's like lost his touch. Like this team is overachieving all the time. Like you look at what they have, they should not be winning as many games as they win, bro. And in the division that they're doing it in. And they still keep winning. He was winning games with Justin Fields, bro. That right there told me I need to. When he won games with Justin Fields, I'm like, bro, you the best coach of all time, bro. I don't care about the rings.
Steelers,
you winning with Justin Fields.
Steelers fans are spoiled, bro. They're so spoiled, man. I think
bro.
they are not looking at the picture. Like they're acting like the Steelers are losing and they have a good quarterback. They're losing against teams that are better. You know what I mean? And I think the Steelers are overachieving, and the Steeler fans and their whole media, their fan base, and whoever is just against Mike Tomlin as a head coach, they're taking it for him for granted. But that being said, is he the number one? Man, he almost has to be. He almost has to be because he's just so he's a proven head coach.
Exactly.
And Raider Solo right here says, can Ben Johnson be a leader of men? Is the question. And that's the question that you have with Ben is like, you know, we know that he's an offensive guru. We know he's coaching a top offense over there with the Lions. But we've seen coordinators become head coaches and they look like completely different coaches because it's a whole different spot for them. So that's another thing. That's the what if. That's the one thing we can say about Ben Johnson is like, a little shaky. But what Tomlin knows is, yeah, go ahead.
Now, I will say this about it. First of all, Tomlin is 173, he's 173 wins, 100 losses, and 2 ties. He has the record for the most consecutive seasons to start a career without a losing record. Still his entire career. I think he's been coached for 17 years. 17 years. 17 or 18 years. No losing record. And peep this. He's only 52 years old. Bro, he can coach another 20 years and still be younger than Pete Carroll. Still be younger than Pete Carroll, bro. Come on, man. People don't like Pete Carroll. He can coach 20 more years and still be younger than Pete Carroll. Come on, bro. Stop playing with this dude, bro. He is a dog, bro. He's only 52. Bro. He's younger than Antonio Pierce. I think he's younger than Antonio Pierce.
No. Mike Tomlin?
I think he's younger than Antonio Pierce.
No, it's Pierce. Pierce was playing football while Tomlin was coaching. No, Pierce is in his 40s, late 40s. Pierce is in his late 40s.
Okay, yeah. You're right. Yeah. He's 46. He's 46.
Yeah. No, but I would say he has to be the number one for sure. He got to be the number one target, just because. Like he's proven, man. Like you know what he looks like as a head coach, and it's consistently being competitive, going to the playoffs, and he's doing this without having a legit quarterback. I mean, I know he had Roethlisberger early on, but hey, Roethlisberger they were competing, they were in the playoffs, they were winning Super Bowls or Super Bowl, they won one,
yeah,
and then they lost one too. How many times? I think they went 2 or 3 times to the Super Bowl with Tomlin as a head coach. And they won one of them, and I think they lost against the Packers in the Super Bowl, I believe. And then obviously they won that one against the Cardinals with Mike Tomlin coaching. But yeah, man, I would say I got to give Tomlin the edge, man. I'm gonna give Tomlin edge because the one thing people will say, like, well, if you get Tomlin as a head coach, who's gonna be our OC? That's been his issue with the Steelers. Is like he keeps their offensive coordinator ain't really. I mean, they got Arthur Smith in the building, which I think is a nice fit for them. But now they're what are they gonna do at quarterback? Is Russell Wilson coming back? Russell Wilson's not the same quarterback, guy that he was. I don't know, man. I think Steeler fans, man, they spoiled, man. They don't know. They don't know what is out. They don't know what's out there. They think grass is greener on the other side, man, and it's not
at all.
It's not. Let's see what people are talking about right here. Steve says not real. Off the top,
yeah, they want that. He don't count. He's trying to keep us away from Ben Johnson. That don't count.
Off the top, yeah, he's probably that's probably what it is. Raider Soul says real. Okay.
Yeah.
Steve says Pittsburgh should stop being cheap and trade for QB before firing Tomlin. Yeah. Give him a legit QB. Give him a legit QB. I mean, and the thing is, it's hard to get a QB. It's hard to win when you don't have a QB. We've seen it this year.
Exactly.
We had Minshew and we had AOC, and we couldn't get the job done.
Exactly.
Not okay. Space Beast says not real. We need an offensive mastermind. Okay. Steve says NFL is different now. Teams need a QB. You can't just expect a franchise QB in free agency.
Yes.
He started one. Let's see. Daryl says, yeah, Mike Town. Bingo, makes a lot of sense. Bring the black coach to LV. He matches the color of the Raiders. This dude. What does that do anything? Golly. I might prefer Tomlin over Pete Carroll. You might. The hell? Like,
might. Exactly. What the heck? This is talking about, bro. You might. Bro.
Oh man, like people disrespecting Mike Tomlin is that's wild, man. That is wild. I'll take Raider Soul, I'm with you. Tomlin over any coach. Man, he off top to me, he's the best coaching candidate to me, in my opinion. But that's just me. Ben has to have the right players around him to achieve. I mean, has to have the right players around him. I mean, every coach, I would say every team would. I think you're gonna have some level of talent, but
exactly.
I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Well, right players. What do you mean? Like a quarterback? What do you mean? Like a running back? Are you saying the Detroit Lions offense has to be there? Like, let me know what that means. Vincent says he has not won anything since 2009. Raiders need to get rid of the owner. No losing record, but has not won since 2009.
Bro, the Raiders have had like 2 winning seasons since 2009, bro. We can't. What are you talking about? We've had 2 winning seasons since 2009. Like, nah, bro. Come on. We haven't won the Super Bowl since what? 83.
Man, the Tomlin hate continues. Tomlin sucks at halftime of the Cleveland game. He had no answer how he was going to do with Myles Garrett getting 3 sacks. Hey, that's Myles Garrett. Exactly. It's Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is arguably the best pass rusher in the NFL. And on top of that, wouldn't you say that, that's something the offensive coaching staff would have to adjust to?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's probably part of that conversation. He's a head coach. He's probably going to say, he's going to have maybe some say on the strategy-wise on what's going to happen with the team. But I would think that would be on the offensive coaching staff, right? The OC, the offensive line coach, like somebody like. But that's Myles Garrett, man. Come on.
And they talk about that because I think that was the snow game. First of all, that was the snow game. That's the game they lost. That's the game where Jameis Winston said he's going to order a dub from Amazon. But then they came out and they beat him the next time they played. So obviously he made the adjustments the next time they played and he won the game.
Hey, I think I could have sworn I don't know if I sent this to you. I don't know if you've seen it, but AB the other day, he posted like a video about like, you know, his relationship with Mike Tomlin, how he was like a father figure. And, you know, if you guys follow Antonio Brown on social media, he's man, crazy, man. He's saying all types of wild stuff, joking around and just saying wild stuff. But with the Tomlin post that he had, it was pretty serious. And you could see like, oh, okay, man, Tomlin had a huge impact on Antonio Brown and why he was so good for so long and played well under the Steelers until he left. And then when he left, he did his own thing. But when he was with the Steelers, he had a lot of respect for Mike Tomlin. And that says a lot, man. And I'm not going to lie, man. That would be, man, if we could get it. Man, Mike Tomlin as a Raider coach, are you serious?
Yeah. That would be.
Come on.
That would be something.
Man, people in the chat, Tomlin kept AB and Deontay's craziness under wraps. Yeah, that's true. I didn't know about Deontay. Deontay over here, ever since he left the Steelers, he over here complaining about getting the ball. Don't matter if the team is winning or not. He's complaining.
Yes.
I think he was more happy with the Panthers because he was at least getting the football from at the time when he was healthy. What's the former Bengals quarterback that was back up to Bryce and beating us earlier in the season? Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because I think Deontay had a good game against the Raiders. I think he got a few passes against us. Yeah. Or against the Raiders secondary, I should say. Nick Solano says, why more Raiders lose? More Raider fans want to talk. I just need this. Man, Nick, this. Appreciate you coming through. Make sure you hit the like button, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Pizzle, 40 years. Yeah, man. Damn, you thought Pierce was hella old. And I said late 40s.
I think he's talking about since we won a Super Bowl.
Oh, 40 years. Oh, okay. How old is how old is Pierce? Let me see. How old is Antonio Pierce?
He's 46. So Tomlin's only 6 years older than him, bro.
Damn.
He's only 6 years older than him. For some reason, I don't know why I thought Pierce was older. I was looking at something. I thought he was older than that. But yeah,
I get you,
Tomlin's
Rob.
only 6 years older than him.
I get where you're coming from, Rob. You said, I hope we get a young offensive-minded coach who can develop our next QB. I understand that. It's just Mike Tomlin. You already know you're getting a great head coach.
Facts.
You know it. And, like, just think about the Raiders coaches the last 20 years. Are they coaching? Do they have a coach? Are they out here? I mean, Dennis Allen got fired this year. He's probably never going to get a head coaching job. Like, he's probably going to be a DC. I mean, he's a good defensive-minded coach, but probably going to be a D coordinator. I mean, man, like Gruden. I mean, he's out the NFL. I mean, I guess it's Tom is great. I hope the Raiders get Ben Johnson. Okay. Everybody right now is just circling. It's Ben Johnson. I hope he's a great coach for the Raiders, not anybody else. But just for the Raiders.
Look, what's crazy? What's crazy is that these people is wild, bro. What's crazy is that like a lot of these same people were like, oh, you had a chance to hire Jim Harbaugh. And you went with AP, who's never been a head coach, no experience.
Right.
And Harbaugh has never won a Super Bowl, period. Ever. Never won a Super Bowl, period, ever. But they're talking about, Tomlin, he ain't won a Super Bowl since 2009. Okay, and he also took his team to the playoffs as well.
Right.
Just took his team to the playoffs as well. Hasn't had a losing record his entire career. And they're saying, we should have hired Jim Harbaugh, but we shouldn't hire Mike Tomlin? Like, what? The math ain't mathing right there.
Yeah, I think he would be, if Tomlin is available, like if he's available, like he's out there, free agent coaches, he's out there. Tomlin easily becomes the number one target for, I think, a lot of teams. the majority of teams, if the entire NFL, even teams that already have a coach, they're gonna be like, hey, you know what? It's nice knowing you, but Tomlin's available, so we're gonna have to let you go. He let us know that he's trying to come here, so you're gonna have to go, man. I think Tomlin would definitely be a number one target for sure, without a doubt. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. We got a couple of super chats. My guy Steve in the building, man. Appreciate you supporting the show, man. He says, any prospects besides QB you would draft on day 2 or any other on day 3? What you got, Severe?
I'm looking at running backs. Travion Henderson, Scatterbo.
What about the receivers? What about some receivers declaring?
Day 2, Restrepo. He's a smaller guy though. That's the only thing. He's not a big body receiver. Isaiah Bond, probably second round pick, maybe. Second round, late first, early second round. Yeah.
He declared. Is Golden going in the first round?
Who?
The other Texas receiver.
Possibly, but I mean, I think they're both going to be pretty evenly rated. Just like this past year, like when they had Xavier Worthy and what was the other guy? 80 Mitchell.
Yeah.
Like like people thought, well, 80 ended up falling, but people thought 80 Mitchell was a first round prospect, and he ended up. I don't remember what round he ended up getting drafted in, but I know he fell.
Right. We'll see, man. It's gonna be a whole offseason where we're gonna get into all these mock drafts, obviously top prospects in the draft. Raiders Smoke with the super chat, man, my guy. Steve, appreciate the super chat as well. But Smoke says, if we talking about Carroll, bring Jimmy Johnson. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you want the old people.
You want the old people, huh? You want the oldies. C.A. Davis, our only coach that's dope is our D coach.
Yeah.
So should I? Is this? I'm just gonna do
Patrick Graham.
First of all,
but Ben Johnson's coming, boys. Hey, man, we'll see. Tomlin looks older. I mean, yeah, he's been in the league for a minute. I mean, he's in his 50s, early 50s now.
Yeah.
But he's hey, man, look, he has that team in the playoffs, man. He still has that team. He finds a way to win games. Like come on, man. Like
every year.
Beggars can't be choosers. I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Robert Young says we should have gotten Kingsbury when we had the chance. That's who AP wanted. That's who AP chose. Some people didn't agree with it. And then you see what he did with the Commanders and Jane Daniel, and the rest is history. Steve says, bro, that's funny because nobody brings up the fact that Harbaugh was on the hot seat prior to COVID. Coincidentally, after COVID, he had a star-studded roster and won.
Yep.
There you go. Smoke, respectfully, I don't want Aiden behind center unless it's an emergency situation. Aiden gonna have to win. He's gonna have to make the team.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I shouldn't say that right now. I mean, because we don't know who's gonna be on the roster, but I'm sure the Raiders are probably gonna add, whoever is gonna be the head coach and the offensive coaching staff. They're probably gonna want to add their quarterbacks to that room. So maybe sign a vet, draft a guy. Minshew got to be gone. I'm not going to assume that he's here. So I think Minshew's going to be gone. So I'm assuming there's going to be 2 new quarterbacks in that room. Look at what happened to Caleb in Chicago. Oh, y'all chatting up, man. Tom to the Raiders for Maxx Crosby, straight up. Come on, man. Come on, man. What do you guys think about Najee joining the team since Steelers declined his 5th year? I don't want to pay him.
Yeah, I'm cool on Najee.
I like him. I think he's solid, but maybe the contract is cheap. But he was healthy this year. I think he can.
He was kind of buns. He was kind of buns until this year, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and this is like his best year on a contract year. It's like damn.
Exactly. I don't trust those dudes.
And the Steelers want to run the football too. They want to run the football. Like it's not like they had like a prolific passing offense. Tomlin said he's already staying. We're throwing it out there. I mean, a lot of people are kind of speculating on Tomlin and if he's going to come back and yada yada yada. It's AP said he was staying too.
Exactly, facts.
AP, but I don't think the Steelers run their organization like that. I'm sure Tomlin talks to them and there's a good relationship there, especially because if you win in football games and you don't have a franchise QB and you've been that consistent, they're for sure going to treat him a little bit better. Jaden Higgins, wide receiver, Ohio State. Ronald Gadsden, Syracuse, underrated middle round receivers.
Yeah, we do need Jaden Higgins is nice. He's a big body, like 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", big body. Yep. I think that dude can. I think he can. He adds size to the wide receiver position that we really don't have. He has good hands. Pretty good route runner. I think he's a guy that can make some noise.
My guy TJ in the building. Appreciate the super chat. Great show, guys. Entertaining and funny, man. Appreciate you watching, man. Appreciate you coming through. Man, 808 Raider in the building, man. My guy, man. Hey, salute to you, man. Appreciate you coming through. He says, if we get Ben Johnson, chances are Sanders isn't his number one QB on the board. Thoughts?
He's not my number one QB on the board either, so.
And that's the thing, too. Like, that's why it's going to be interesting if, let's say hypothetically speaking, Ben Johnson is officially the Raiders coach, right? It's going to be interesting how they attack that quarterback position. Like some of y'all mentioned earlier in the show, we talked about Hendon Hooker possibly being a trade candidate. Man, I hope Darnold doesn't get. That's what I'm scared of, to be honest with you. Sam Darnold. I don't want to sign no Sam Darnold to no big QB contract. I don't want him to come to this team at all, but I think he's going to be available. I'm sure there's going to be some other teams lining up to sign him, but hopefully the Raiders or even Ben Johnson feel like we need to get this guy at QB. I'm hoping that we can do something in the draft, but I wonder what his quarterback. I feel like Shedeur would probably be a guy that he would like, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he would fit in his offense, right? When you think,
I agree.
So I mean, outside of Cam Ward, I'm not sure if Cam Ward would be a guy that he would want. I mean, I don't know if there's any other quarterback that he would want in this draft. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I think to be honest with you, I think that I can see a veteran quarterback with Ben Johnson. I can see that happen before anything. But, man, it's been a great show. We appreciate everybody coming through. We can see everybody pulling up. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Man, we wish we could go. Hey, man, we could go a couple hours, to be honest with you, but we got to go. Yeah. We got to go, man. We do this every Tuesdays, 50-50 show. Just make sure to hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when we go live. We also got Around the Shield later this week, so make sure to tune in. We drop that every Friday, so make sure to tune in for that. Severe lets people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
You guys know what it is, man. This Severe Raider on YouTube, IG, Snapchat, X, TikTok, all the good stuff. 50-50 show every Tuesday. Yeah, y'all here right now. Tuesday evenings. We gotta get a set time. Tuesday evenings though. Just Tuesday, just hit the notification bell. Y'all gonna get notified. Y'all gonna be entertained.
Right.
Then of course we got Around the Shield on Fridays. Still, I think we still working through different iterations of what that's going to look like now that that's in the off season. But just be on the lookout for that. And yeah, man, just make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you hit that subscribe button as well.
Man, yeah, people in the chat's crazy. But yeah, man, hey, look, like Severe said, and like I said earlier, man, hey, every Tuesdays, make sure to tune in. And also later this week, we'll drop Around the Shield episode with myself, Severe, and Big Mike Raider. So make sure to look out for that. And also follow us on IG, Around the Shield, on Twitter and IG for, latest Raider news, memes, podcast clips, all that good stuff. Man, we appreciate everybody coming through. We like doing this, so make sure to support us just by simply hitting that like button and also subscribing. And also, the 50-50 shop, man. Get you some latest gear, Raiders gear. Make sure to click the link in the chat or in the description. So check that out for sure. Any last thoughts before we head out?
Nah, man. Just hopefully, Jaden Daniels takes care of business. And I did want a Lions-Ravens Super Bowl, but now that we can get our head coach of the future potentially, hey man, go ahead, do your thing, Jaden. Do your thing.
Hey, I'm right there with you, man. All right, y'all, man. We'll see y'all later this week. If not this week, next week, man. 50-50 show, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. Peace.
Peace.
Just win, baby. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play.